Welcome to the Reckless Podcast with Aaron and Damo. Thank you for joining us today. We're two old friends who went to middle school and high school and college together. In fact, we were roommates in college.
You know it.
We're just here sharing a few things about our experience going to Bowie State. A HBCU here in Maryland, and we both had a good time there.
Yeah, definitely had.
Yeah, we had a lot of interesting stories, and so I think Aaron's going to share one of those now.
One in particular.
Well, he got me attacked, right?
If you want to call it getting you attacked, I think you were involved.
I think that's exactly what it was.
You were just as much involved as I was.
Okay,
so I'll set the table.
Our viewers will be the judge after you tell the story.
So we were in the room just, chatting. I think we may have people over or whatever.
Yeah, I think we did have some people in there.
And all of a sudden, the people started next door to start banging on the walls. And we're like, what are they doing? Like, I don't understand.
There's some shuffling or something.
So, out of curiosity, we banged back.
We?
I think you did it too.
What?
Was it just me?
Of course you
okay,
deflected so me.
Maybe it was just me. But
okay.
I started banging back. And so they started banging. And we kept going. And, we were sweet mates with them. So we knew who these people were. Yeah. And so they started banging real hard. So I picked up the basketball.
Because he has to jump to like the highest level. So he picked up the basketball.
It was an elevated situation. We were taking steps to a higher direction of noise.
So he's the elevator.
And so next thing I know, the people next door to us, who happen to be Qs, pledging at the time, are in our room.
They stormed the room, like 10 of them. And what did they do when they came in?
I don't know. I took them out.
Yeah,
one by one.
Yeah, they all were like beating Aaron up. Not like beating him up, but like playing and stuff. So I said, y'all can't beat my roommate up. So I go help him.
Thank you.
And then, of course, they started beating me up too because there's 10 of them. And then what happened?
Okay. This is the whole saga of why Damo was bald now. At the time, Damo had dreads.
I had locks.
And so, he's fighting, dreads flying all over the place. He was trying to protect his roommate. And everybody finished. The storm finished. The Qs decided to stop barking. And we see
dogfight.
Hashtag dogfight, right. And one of the Qs is sitting on the bed with his hands open. And he has dreads in his head.
And everybody's like, oh. And I'm looking around like, what are y'all talking about? And then I look at this dude, and in his hand are like 2 of my locks.
Right.
And so I realized that from the front of my head, 2 locks were yanked out.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. All these years later, I finally get an apology.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So now you tell us, am I just as much a part of that as he is? Or was that all his fault?
Look, you should have stopped me.
I should have let you get beat up.
I wasn't thinking straight. I didn't even realize that they were getting beat all throughout the week. And they needed
an outlet.
They needed to take the anger out on somebody.
Yeah. But actually, you did that before in the previous year.
What?
Not when somebody banged on our door and you banged back on their door.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Did it have the same result?
No.
It must have been a good beat down if that was the
Tell
case.
me about it. We enjoyed our time at Bowie.
Yeah,
even though it was definitely a challenge. College is always, not exactly what you expect it to be. It's not like a different world or any of the TV shows you see on TV. HBCUs are really a hot topic of conversation these days. Mm-hmm. Even President Obama has a new initiative for HBCUs and has appointed a few different HBCU presidents to try to figure out how to save the institutions and preserve their legacy and all that kind of stuff. So what's your opinion on the HBCU conversation?
Well, HBCUs are good.
Yeah.
I mean,
you think they're still useful?
Yeah, I think they're definitely useful. And I think with the times we're in and how, racial issues have been lying dormant over the last couple of years. And, based on this political climate that we're in, things have been, jarred loose.
Right.
And so
Everything is wide open right now.
Yeah, and so I think it's still, it always remains um, uh, to be an important factor to give opportunity for people who may not have,
Right.
as a whole, the black community has been set back by
Yeah.
slavery, obviously, and that was less than 200 years ago,
Right.
and so that's a few generations, and so
Yeah.
there still needs to be opportunities created to
Yeah.
kind of educate the community of black people. And
I agree. I definitely think that there are some issues and some ways of going about teaching and all that stuff that is specific to the African American community.
right.
And I think HBCUs do a good job of addressing some of the, um, some of the systematic things that we have to do in order to really move forward. Of course, they could be doing some things better, but the fact that you have to take African American history,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you have to take certain types of classes to learn more about even freshman seminar for me was really kind of centered around some of the history of African Americans and Africans in general. I had Professor Shorter,
Mm-hmm.
who did a very good job of helping us understand who we are as a people,
Right.
talk about black scholars and all that kind of stuff. So it does help to shape people to understand that there are some issues that we have that we need to address as a community before we can be, useful saving the whole world.
So to flip it back on you, what are your issues with HBCUs? Where do they fall short?
Um, I think HBCUs definitely have some problems with administration.
Yeah.
I think there are some fundamental issues of leadership that we have to do better with addressing. We have far too many PhDs, African American PhDs, who work at HBCUs for us to still have, piss poor
Mm-hmm.
administration. Like, we can't have all these PhDs in business and organizational development and entrepreneurship, and nobody is really helping us organize
Mm-hmm.
our structures, and no one is helping us to do our business better. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's definitely something that HBCUs in general have to do a better job at.
And I think what also helps with I guess the HBCU structure and
Yeah,
administrative stuff is having the resources.
absolutely.
And
That's a big deal.
I know from having family members and friends who've gone to other schools or other
Right,
establishments that are non HBCUs, how much they get back from their alumni,
right,
you know, and how much, whether it be them teaching something or they're giving financial
right,
resources or giving opportunity. Think about Under Armour and how much of an impact they have on University of Maryland, College
right,
Park. You know, they'll never be as short in a shortage because of how successful and Under Armour has been
right,
and how much they put back into the school. And if we can get people who are successful, those PhDs and those business owners who can come back and actually
right.
um, so provide opportunity for the kids and actually put money into people to provide qualified staff
Right.
to be able to create an administration that works seamlessly, then I think
Yeah,
that'll squash a lot of issues.
I agree. And I do think it's important to note that there are plenty of people who graduated from HBCUs who are giving back,
Right.
who are going back to teach, and who are providing some entrepreneurial expertise.
Right.
Even just in the last year or so, I've learned that there are plenty of people who are there at HBCUs doing as much as they can
Mm-hmm.
to improve the situations, but it's something that collectively we have to do to
Yeah.
really make a difference and really begin to turn around our institutions. We have to take it back. We have to reclaim what's ours and do a better job of owning it.
And them, we may be tapping into a deeper issue because when we talk about Black culture, in a sense, like
Yeah.
we don't do enough of helping each other,
Yeah.
and
Slavery did a good job on us.
yeah, I
We
mean,
really were systematically devalued
right.
and reduced to
And in no way, shape, or form are we using slavery as an excuse.
No.
Even though it can be, and it probably is a valid excuse in most cases, we don't want to use that as an excuse.
Right.
But at the same time, we wanted to point out the fact that there
Yeah.
are some issues that has arose from however you want to say it.
Whatever that word.
Whatever. We're making the words up today. But yeah, so but we can talk about that in another topic. I mean, another episode, because that can go really deep.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But so I think overall our HBCU experience was pretty good.
We definitely had a good time, even though we said we weren't going to do anything or know anybody and all that stuff. I enjoyed myself. I even got a second degree from Bowie, so I must have liked it a little bit.
Right, a little, just a little bit,
enough to go back. I'm a bear. I love to sleep.
Yeah, I know that.
It's a hobby of mine. Sleep is
back in the roommate days.
Yeah,
I appreciate the fact that you let me go to sleep.
I tried to because I knew if I started that tractor, you would never get to sleep.
Right. And you know what's funny? Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why I'm such a hard sleeper.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
you had to be. I trained you.
Oh, maybe at least it probably added to it, because my wife always says that I'll sleep through anything, but it's probably because I was sleeping through your freight train.
You were sleeping next to
snoring
a grizzly bear with asthma on a respirator.
I remember I woke up one day and the walls were shaking.
Shut up. I was just like, somebody else said that before. Like, whoa, what is that? Damo sleep.
I was like, oh man, I didn't go back to sleep that night.
I can believe it.
But
I definitely can tell when I'm not getting enough sleep. I have a Fitbit now, so I can track how much I sleep and how often and all that stuff. But when I'm not getting enough sleep, I can just tell I don't feel right. Mm-hmm. And from somebody who loves sleep, it definitely makes a difference for me.
So what time do you go to bed at night?
I try to be in bed by 9:30.
Okay, and you beat me.
I am.
I usually am in bed by like 10.
Okay.
And because I wake up so early.
Right.
For work, I wake up around 5 o'clock in the morning for work. So
you have a commute though, right?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah. It takes me about an hour to get to work.
I don't have a commute. My commute is like 15 minutes.
Well, my commute to the bus is like 5 minutes, and I can sleep on the bus. So
okay. Yeah,
that's helpful.
You want somebody to run your pockets. Joe Pa. Well, I think he was kind of made the scapegoat. One, because he did have a level of responsibility, so he should have been aware of what was going on in his program. But at the same time, somebody had to go down. And since he's already gone, I think that somebody's made a decision that he's going to continue to be the scapegoat because he's not here to defend himself.
Well, the allegation that I heard was from way back in the day. I think it was like 1976 or something like that.
Wow.
I think he was there back then. Around that time, his early days.
Right.
I guess someone brought a child molestation issue to him about Sandusky. And as you know, none of that came out until after, I guess the 2000s. And so they're saying he knew about this stuff way back
30, 40 years ago
and didn't do anything about it. And so that's where I guess things become relevant, because his whole thing was, I didn't know anything about this. If I did, then I would have said something. But now it's coming out that you did know something about this years ago, and that's why it's still relevant. And
that's really sad.
If you knew about it, shame on you, man.
Absolutely.
Like, shame on you. And because these are kids who grow up with this mental scar,
right?
That damaged their lives because some man decided to touch them in an inappropriate way.
Yeah.
And I don't respect that at all.
I understand.
And
that's crazy. Because
it's already hard enough that the world puts so much pressure on children to be influenced by so many different things.
Yeah.
To have someone physically, alter your destiny in a sense. I have no words for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had something like that at our high school.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that, but that was definitely a crazy situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the details. You really
with
details?
The coach.
Right.
I don't know if we want to give names.
Yeah, let's not give names. But
with a coach that was pretty much harassing kids and stuff, and he would go around pinching dudes' nipples and in a playful way with people with people thought it was playful. You
Right.
know, we thought it was innocent and everything. And then later on, come to find out, he locked the door and behind the kid, and then told him to do something for him.
Wow.
And
I didn't hear all that. That's crazy.
And he got
I know he was
fired and locked up. I think he got locked
immediately.
up for that too.
Wow.
And to go back to the point about people not wanting to say things, I think a lot of times, especially depending on how young you are, people don't. Some kids may not even know,
Right.
that is inappropriate.
Yeah. So it is important for parents to teach their children
Right.
what appropriate or inappropriate contact is
Right.
and conversation. So that's always something that I've heard people say, that you have to teach children
Right.
that no one can touch you on the areas that your bathing suit covers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that parents have to always be vigilant about, is making sure. I remember my mother wouldn't let me go to the men's bathroom for a while because she was just afraid, not alone. Like,
Yeah, no, man, that's a serious concern. I know.
Not alone.
You're right. I mean, yeah, you gotta be protectful. I mean, protective.
Protectful. Wow.
I'm making up words
Is that
today.
the
Come
second
on,
made up
man.
word? Wow,
Hey,
okay.
just the dictionary, Aaron Dictionary.
Hashtag
I think I was thinking
protectful.
watchful and protective at the same time.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Hey, what was I gonna say now? Oh yeah, my
Be protectful.
mom always tells me, when I was young, she wouldn't let me stay over people's houses. She would always
yeah.
invite them over
Right.
to her house because she know that she was gonna be responsible for me
Right.
and for them as well. But I mean, not to say we don't trust everybody, but we don't trust everybody.
don't trust everybody.
And it
You
comes
have
down-
to grow into a relationship before you
exactly
you get to that
and
point.
so it's only certain people who for a fact won't mess with your children or mess with people in your family, but at the
Right.
same time, it usually isn't necessarily the family member. It could be their friend that they bring
Yeah.
over, and so you gotta be mindful of people who have wisdom,
Absolutely.
who say, hey, I know you're a little sketchy as a friend. You may not outright say
Right.
that, but I'm
Wisdom
not
and discernment. Sometimes you just get a bad feeling about people.
exactly.
If I don't trust you, I don't trust you. I'm sorry, but you
Yeah.
can't be around my child.
Yeah.
To talk about this next, to change the topic again, I'll just read this article's title. Tell me what you think. Travel warning: don't seductively eat a banana in China.
I don't know what I'm supposed to think about that.
It sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Like it could be.
Is that a fad now? Like, are people
I hope not.
seductively eating a banana?
Is it an arrestable offense?
Any more information?
So according to BBC, China just banned live stream videos of people seductively eating bananas.
Oh, that's crazy.
No word on what the standard for banana seductiveness is. Peeled or unpeeled, mashed or whole, green
or
banana
unpeeled.
or yellow.
So apparently this is an issue in China of people posting videos of themselves eating a
Yeah.
banana.
So the next paragraph says, a Chinese language news outlet cited by BBC noted that 60% of live streamers in China are under 22, and roughly 25% of live stream watchers are male. So then my question becomes, is this because maybe it's like a pornographic thing? Like we
That's
don't
what
want
it sounds
you.
like.
That's what it sounds like.
But it's
Yeah.
like, what if I was like G-chatting my wife or something, and I'm like, I need to get some potassium.
But you don't eat it seductively.
Yeah. So how do you do you have to chop it up and eat it with a fork? Like,
So you're considering this, right?
This is something you.
no, I'm just saying. Like, I was just thinking about the hypotheticals.
I wonder if we can do this.
Like, how do you go to China? And you're like, so our bananas just completely out the question. Man. Like,
I will hope that you don't go to China and decide that you want to seductively.
Eat a banana.
but so the article says there's no standard for seductive, like what the seductivity is of eating banana.
So, okay.
This is a classic case of the government not needing to be involved in something.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
It's China, though. That's what they do.
yeah,
Wow.
Didn't you go to China?
yeah.
Did you?
I wasn't seductively
eat a
eating
banana
bananas.
on live stream. I hope not.
I have no comments on China.
Probably a
Good
good
choice.
idea.
Yeah. Everything was government controlled anyway.
If you can be arrested for seductively eating a
I
banana,
know one thing.
there's nothing that's
I know
safe.
one thing. When I was in China and we went to one of the restaurants, and the chef was walking by with a gun in his back, I was like, "Yeah, we need to go."
Don't play with him.
Yeah,
Put some
but it
respect
reminded
on
me
him.
like put some respect on it.
Hilarious.
Oh,
It reminded me like some Rush Hour movie or something. Like I was Chris Tucker, and Vashti was Jackie Chan.
Wow.
What does that mean?
For all of y'all who can't see, which none of y'all can, Vashti is in the room.
Well,
She is clearly surprised and upset. She wants to laugh out of
And
embarrassment.
we always joke because she got like the little squinty eyes. You know,
She's so angry right now. I'm looking at her like planning her next attack
it's a
towards
good thing
Aaron.
you can sleep through anything because you'll be on the couch tonight, buddy.
If she lets him sleep.
Right.
maybe we'll edit this out.
No.
Trey, keep this, please.
Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan. How she? Oh, let me not go that far.
It's too late.
We definitely cut that out. I got too loose.
Always happens.
And he says he's better than me.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I guess it's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I was thinking about when I read this at first was the Chinese government has a really good hold on its people.
Yeah,
So
too
they got
good of
these
a
men.
They
hold.
can keep you out with the Great Wall of China. I'm guessing they're keeping people in with the Great Wall of China.
No. The Great Wall is broken up. Like it's.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's not
what
even.
it used to
Yeah.
be.
Oh, it's not even what it was.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the point. Well, China, number one. I think they're the strongest financial country in the world now. I mean, they own half of America.
Yeah, I mean they're a superpower.
Yeah, for sure.
They have a very. I think they, from what I hear, they have a strong military force.
They have bodies though. They're not like, from my understanding, as equipped as, you know.
You know, one of the things that makes people scared of the zombie apocalypse is the number of bodies. Not because they're smart or fast or anything like that, but there's so many zombies coming. You're gonna run out of bullets eventually.
How did we get to zombies?
Just metaphorically. Like sometimes sheer number is enough.
I'm
to
prepared
destroy
for a
it.
zombie apocalypse. I bought a pickup truck, so
I'm just gonna run through all of them.
absolutely.
So what are you gonna do when you run out of gas, Mr. 15 miles to the gallon?
Oh,
Watch your mouth. My truck will crush your car. Let's play a monster truck. Let's play monster truck when we leave here. Since you got so much to say about my car.
It was. What do you have? A Chevy?
You said you could survive the
Chevy versus Hyundai.
So
I don't think. Hyundai's
I don't think I'm gonna
that
win that one. I'm just
Okay. Oh, leave the avalanche out of this.
Oh,
She
avalanche.
so it does get
Nothing to
15
you.
miles to the gallon. Is that
No,
about
it's
right?
more than that.
What,
I don't want to talk
18?
about it.
I'm almost salty now.
It's like,
so sensitive.
it's like 18 to 25. You're right.
Well, 18 to 25 is most cars.
Well, thank you. I'm in good company.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
If you can get 25, you're doing great with that.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, it's
our
probably not
our
even
Jeep
25.
goes statistically 14 to 19.
Oh, is that low?
Yeah, it's low
Wow.
because it's
I
a
thought it
V8. The V8. Yeah.
I thought it was at like 21.
I, thought,
I mean,
yeah, I thought
on
the
a
Jeep would be
long
higher.
road trip, I can stretch it to 21.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I average about 17 miles a gallon.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, but it got power.
All right, so to continue the comment I was making about the Chinese government, they just have very good control. They're very secretive. Like somebody said to me, or I was watching some TV show, something. Everybody knows the Secret Service and the undercover military forces in the U.S. And they know them in a lot of places, but no one knows the name of the Chinese like Secret Service or the NSA version of in China. Nobody knows what that stuff is called. It's probably for a reason. You wouldn't even know if they're coming for you because you don't even know what they are.
I think it's based on sheer popularity of United States and London, and those type of areas are more popular in our view. They're more relative to us than Asian culture. I think people in general don't know enough about that side of the world because they monitor everything,
Yeah.
and also because a lack of interest. But I know when we went, the government controlled everything, like from the tourists we had, the tour spots that we went to, everything was and they were saying how most of the people there are government employees, and even down to housing, they control the housing. Like you can't own a house longer than I want to say 50 years or something like that. And so even if you will it to your child, maybe after the 30 years, and they can only have it for 20 years. And
wow.
And then they even restrict you on the kids that you have, so you can only have one child. And if you have more than one child and you're a government employee, they'll stop your pay raises. So you can't get any more promotions after that. But if you're a private sector, you can pay a fee. Like you'll pay
like a tax.
Wow. To have another child. Yeah.
And so children are expensive enough. Which is, you gotta pay taxes.
Yeah.
In America, you get breaks for having kids.
Right.
But which isn't necessarily good in the sense that it puts so much pressure on that only child that they have, and so there's a high suicide rate too, because people will have so much pressure to carry on the name and be successful, and you know how rigid they can be as far as education and making sure that they do something about their life. The parents put so much pressure on them that they end up forcing their kids to suicidal points. So,
very interesting.
God bless America.
Yeah, I mean, so we need to appreciate America, and appreciate what we have here.
For sure.
And make America great again. So I'm joking.
Trey, please do not.
But that is a segue for the next episode.
Yeah.
We will be talking about.
We're gonna have a couple guests on the next time we meet.
Yep.
Talking about what it really means to make America great again, and hopefully that'll be a good conversation.
I think it will be.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
This is in no way an endorsement of Donald Trump.
Yeah. Please let that be clear.
But we want to actually take a deeper look at, is America great?
Has it ever been great?
Has it ever been great?
Right.
If it is, how can we make it better?
Right.
So tune in the next episode as we discuss Make America Great Again, and with our guests, Jason and Kenny, talking about how we can do it, if it's necessary. Was America great? Is it great now?
Right.
How can we make it better? I think you'll really enjoy that episode. Don't forget, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.